You are wasting your life. Every single day, you wake up, scroll, and numb yourself. And the worst part is, you know it. You feel it in your chest when you lock eyes with someone and immediately look away. You feel it when you open your mouth to speak and the words come out wrong, tangled, weak. You get 3 seconds. That is all you get. 3 seconds to make someone decide if you are worth their time or just another face in the crowd. And most of you are failing. Not because you are broken, not because you are fundamentally flawed, but because no one ever taught you how the game actually works. Society lied to you. They told you to just be yourself. They told you authenticity is all that matters. And while you were busy being authentic, the world moved on. Other people learned the code. They figured out how to walk into a room and own it, how to shake a hand and be remembered, how to exist in a way that makes people lean in instead of check their phone. You were not taught this. You were taught to wait your turn, keep your head down, and hope someone notices you. That is a losing strategy. The truth is brutal. Human beings are animals. We make snap judgments based on ancient survival mechanisms that have not updated since we lived in caves. When you meet someone new, their brain is running a scan. Are you a threat? Are you useful? Are you worth the energy it takes to remember your name? This happens in 3 seconds, maybe less, and you cannot afford to mess it up. Let me tell you what happens in those 3 seconds. First, they see your body language. Are you slouched? Are your shoulders rolled forward like you are trying to disappear? That is the posture of someone who is already lost. Your body is a billboard. It tells the world how you feel about yourself before you even open your mouth. Stand up straight, not because some motivational speaker told you to, but because when you take up space, you signal value. You signal that you belong here, that you are not apologizing for existing. Second, they hear your voice, not what you say, how you say it. Is your voice shaky? Do you trail off at the end of sentences like you are asking permission to speak? That is the sound of someone who does not believe their own words. People can smell uncertainty. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them want to escape. You need to speak from your chest, not your throat. You need to finish your sentences with conviction. Even if you are nervous, even if you are faking it. The voice is a weapon. Use it. Third, they feel your energy. This is the invisible thing, the thing no one talks about. Some people walk into a room and the air changes. Others walk in and disappear. Energy is not mystical. It is focus. It is presence. It is the ability to actually be there instead of being trapped in your own head, running through every worst-case scenario. When you meet someone, you need to be with them. Not thinking about what you will say next, not replaying the last awkward thing you said. Just there, listening, seeing them. Most people are so starved for genuine attention that when you actually give it, they remember you forever. Here is what most people do wrong. They try to impress. They load up their first impression with credentials, accomplishments, things they think will make them seem important. This backfires, because when you try to impress someone, you give them power. You signal that their opinion matters more than your own. Impressive people do not try to impress. They simply exist with confidence. They ask questions, they listen. They create space for the other person to feel interesting. That is the trick. Make people feel good about themselves, and they will associate that feeling with you. Eye contact is the game changer. Most of you cannot do it. You look away too fast. You glance at the floor. You find something fascinating on the wall behind them. This is fear. This is you protecting yourself from the vulnerability of being seen. But eye contact is power. It says, I am not afraid of you. It says, I see you and I am not intimidated. When you meet someone, lock eyes. Hold it for 2 seconds longer than feels comfortable. Not in a creepy way. In a confident way. Let them feel the weight of your attention. This alone will put you in the top 10% of people they meet. Your handshake matters. I know this sounds old-fashioned. I know we live in a world where everything is digital and casual. But the handshake is still a test. A weak handshake is a weak person. A crushing handshake is someone overcompensating. You want firm, brief, warm. Match their pressure. Look them in the eye. Say their name. People love hearing their own name. It activates something primal in the brain. Use it once in the first 10 seconds. Then use it again before you leave. They will remember you. Here is the part no one tells you. Confidence is not about being loud. It is not about dominating the conversation or proving how smart you are. Real confidence is quiet. It is the ability to be comfortable with silence, to let a pause hang in the air without rushing to fill it. Insecure people talk too much. They explain themselves. They justify. They seek approval. Confident people can sit in the unknown. They can let the other person process. They do not need constant validation. You want to know the real secret? Stop caring so much. I do not mean become cold or indifferent. I mean stop attaching your self-worth to whether this person likes you. When you walk into a conversation desperate for approval, it leaks out of every pore. People sense it. It repels them. But when you walk in with the mindset that you are simply there to exchange energy, to see if this person is interesting to you, everything changes. You become selective. You become the one evaluating. And that shift in frame is magnetic. The matrix wants you small. It wants you scrolling. It wants you comparing yourself to filtered versions of people who do not exist. It wants you so trapped in your own head that you forget how to connect with another human being in real life. Do not let it win. Every first impression is a small rebellion. Every time you walk into a room and own your space, you are rejecting the script they wrote for you. The script that says you are not enough, that you need to buy something or become someone else before you deserve to be seen. You have 3 seconds. Use them. Stand tall. Speak clearly. Look people in the eye. Be present. Stop apologizing for taking up space. The world is full of people sleepwalking through life, hiding behind screens, avoiding discomfort. When you show up fully, when you refuse to shrink, you become unforgettable. Not because you are perfect, but because you are real. And in a world of NPCs, that is everything.